Here with Washington State women's basketball head coach Kamie Ethridge. Coach, your team picks up a big victory over South Dakota State today, 61-41. It's a program that's come off some recently big wins against some big-name programs, Mississippi State, Rutgers, Louisville. Just how big is this win and just kind of opening statements after this victory?
Yeah, believe me, this game worried us from the moment I scheduled it and allowed us to schedule it. I told Aaron before the game, I was talking to Kelly Harper from Tennessee on a call and talked about her, just how they missed a buzzer shot to win. And she said, well, who do you have next? And I said, South Dakota State. And she said, oh. And that was like the end of the conversation. I think everybody respects his program and understands he just does an amazing job. They're hard to play against. They're hard to beat. And you look at them and you think, well, no, we can run stuff, we can get stuff done, but they just make the game. They make your guards play post defense, which our guards haven't always wanted to do that. I think sometimes in the past they've been a little bit better 3-point shooting team. I think they're a little bit like us, struggling there a little bit, and that hurts them. But just the versatility of their team is really difficult to guard. So I couldn't be happier with the fact that we held that team to 41 points, especially in a game where we got started so slow in the first quarter. But liked our response, liked our shots that we got early, and then obviously they started falling a little bit more, and we got some momentum and scored in transition and just kind of got out of the way a little bit and let the ball move a little bit, and I thought good things happened for us. But this is a big win, and we have to and we need to celebrate it and be happy about it.
Jamie Vinnick, CougFan.com. Go ahead, Jamie.
Coach, as you mentioned, holding the 41, maybe not the sharpest offensive performance, but that the one that stands out, 3 points in the second quarter. They don't hit a field goal. I believe that was a program record for fewest points allowed in the quarter. Can you just talk about your defense against, as you said, a team that just went and beat Louisville and a team that can really put the ball in the basket? To hold them to no field goals seems like a pretty incredible feat. Yeah,
I mean, I thought UCLA guarded them with differently than Louisville did. They all are the same size. They're all who's a post and who isn't. They all post up. Seelan is a really good player, and when they've won some big games, she's had really great numbers. We kind of went with the guard on her versus our 5-player, just trying to be a little bit quicker, and because she posts up so well and is But, she has length on us in those situations. But fortunately, we have Charlize, who's a great defender. We have Tara, who kind of matched that size and length. And I thought that really made a difference in how that really affected their offense. And then I told them, I don't want to act like it's a surprise. Yo had a great defensive game. Like she kept the ball to a side, and that disrupted them a little bit. We were able to switch some. We made them into jump shooters, and they missed some good shots too, and missed some. But again, I just think we made most of their shots really difficult, and we did a pretty good job on the boards, rebounding and holding them to one shot. But so there's a lot to be happy about with that defensive effort.
If you read a stat line last year that Charlize had gone 4 for 13 points, 5 turnovers, in all likelihood, you're talking about a loss. Instead, you're talking about a 20-point win over a really good team. How much do you think that speaks to the balance you have on this team where she can have an off night for her standards and you can still win in that way?
Yeah. I think that's really huge, especially against a quality opponent like we just played in South Dakota State. Tara's come a long way. She's going to give us points every game. Bella's come a long way. She should give us double figures from 4 positions is going to be huge for our success. I think there's still points out there. Ula's been kind of caught the bug that went around, and thankfully we didn't have to play her too much. But and I think Kara Gardner's going to be a player that we can really depend on as we go through the season. So I like our lineup. AT gives us great. I think she can shoot the ball better than maybe she did tonight. So there's a lot of offense I think left out there. 61 points isn't a great night, but again, this is a great thing. Like you said, Jamie. I mean, Charlize not scoring 20 points and us winning by that much is a great statement for us.
I know you don't want to give Bella too much attention because you have to keep her under control a little bit, but can you just talk about how much her improvement as a passer opens up your offense when last year the ball goes inside and Bella's putting it up? Now she can pass out and has had a few really good passes so far this season.
Yeah. I think the thing that Bella is I think that's a huge growth. Her it's such a small thing, but it's everything to any good player. Just an awareness of you're in control and you don't have to play fast. You literally have more time than you think when you catch the ball. I think that was something Tara did every time last year. She caught it and dribbled it and tried to stampede drive every time she took the ball. Offense has such an advantage if you can find some ways to be patient, to face up, to close it off, to attack, to be good before you put the ball on the ground, dribble, and at the end of your dribble. And she's just kind of seen the success of what happens when she is that. She still has those moments where she literally loses her mind and goes back to some not as great shots, and she knows it, and that's still the growth thing and what she feels comfortable getting to at the end of her dribble, but her patience and her understanding, and yes, then you have big strong cutters like Charlize and Tara who can sneak behind D, and it's another reason why we're getting points in the paint. That's not just Bella, because we've got these guys cutting and she's able to see it and make those plays. So big growth for her, and I think there's still a lot of room to grow in that too.
Kamie, a great win tonight. What conversation happened after the first quarter to where, like you said, the guards tried to key in more on the post? We saw more double teams and traps, and that got you guys a lot of turnovers and, as a result, points. What conversation happened after the first that made you guys adjust?
Well, I don't know that defensively. I mean, I think we talked a lot more about offense than we did defensively. Holding them to 16 points isn't a bad quarter, but I think the thing that happened is they're so good at posting. We were trying to be super active in that, and then all of a sudden maybe they got to staring to try to get the ball into the post, that their spacing got a little out of whack, and it's not like we definitely have some double teams that sometimes we want to double team and we'll call those, but we've got really high IQ players, and if you can get to double teams and can get hands on balls when you're in position to, then we certainly want to take those opportunities and chances. And yeah, I thought we got on their drives, we raked in and got some loose balls and turnovers that way, just crowded the floor. And fortunately for us, when they kicked it out, they didn't make that three that usually kills you when you do those things. But I thought holding them to that little in the second quarter is pretty phenomenal.
And we talked about Bella's evolution earlier. And speaking of high IQ players, how about how Johanna has really evolved and I say has become a more versatile player for you guys this season? It seemed like a lot of spot-up shots last season, more of an offensive-minded player, but she was great defensively tonight. Her IQ of whether to shoot or drive to the paint was awesome, and her passing ability was on display. So what do you guys expect from her this season compared to last?
I just want more of the same. I mean, she's still battling and fighting, getting to practice. We're still dealing with injuries with her. Pretty phenomenal that she doesn't practice much and she plays like that. And I think the thing that's she's not been real sharp with this year has been her ball handling or just decision making kind of in transition. But I thought tonight she took a couple of chances that maybe weren't great, but made some really big plays by initiating. We don't have Charlize is probably our true point guard when that starting lineup is, but we do have people that can push it up. Tara, Ula, even. I mean, we've got and they can all bring the ball up, which puts a lot of pressure on D. I just love how Yo competed tonight. I love how she played on both ends of the floor. And I want her to shoot every open three, but you're right. Like her decision-making and getting to the rim and getting layups and even maybe an and one or a foul at the rim as well. I think it's way important that she is that kind of player, that she's not just that she's only going to shoot threes. I think the fact that she put it on the floor is a great sign for us.
Congratulations on the win. it really looked like AT really stepped up tonight in Ula's limited minutes that she had in this game. What can you say to like the performance that she put on defensively and just kind of by dishing it out pretty well too in this game as well?
AT's going to drive me crazy because she's got this whole chill European, presence a little bit, and I want like a little Energizer bunny, bouncy little thing. But gosh, she's buying in and understanding, how to affect the game. I mean, she knows that. You talk about a high IQ player. She knows how to affect the game. She picks up full court. She's got the quickness to be able to do that. She's pretty long for kind of a smaller guard and creates a lot of problems for people on defense. And his game to come from a long way to go rebound. Got a good sense for where the ball's going to be. She's been hitting the nose probably 6 days in a row and is mad at her teammates every single day, but just comes back and keeps playing. So she's got some toughness to her. She's so experienced at playing against older players and for a long time. So she's more than ready for this level. She's just got to kind of get rid of some habits. But gosh, what she brings us is no one else on our team does. And so we need her to be that every single time she steps on the floor. And she's going to play a ton, and believe me, she's going to shoot the ball better and create points for us as well.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks so much, guys, for being here. Appreciate it. Go Cougs. Volleyball, am I still going? Congrats to volleyball. Go win some NCAA games. And congrats to Jake and the football team. They've been great this year. Been fun to follow. Now everybody's got to shift gears and come follow men's and women's basketball. Let's go. Go Cougs.